Good morning, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the insurance segment. With me in the studio, I have Pastor TMI Ojokojo. Pastor, you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, viewers, and good morning, Sir BJ. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, we are going to begin discussion on a new subject. And that subject is the group life assurance policy. Or if you like, the group life assurance scheme. We are going to take it in such a manner that we should all understand what we are talking about. Once more, let me say good morning to our viewers and our listeners. Now, Pastor, what is the group life assurance policy or scheme all about? So that we can put this, before members of the public, for them to know the value of what this scheme relates to.
Thank you so much, Sir BJ, once again. In insurance, we have certain insurances that cover life and non-life. This is one of the life insurance policies. And straightforward, I would say it's one of the compulsory insurance policy in Nigeria, as enacted in Section 4, subsection 5 of the Pension Reforms Act of 2014. So, as I said earlier, it's a life policy. It is compulsory. It's a policy that has several benefits. And I'm sure in the course of our program, we'll look at all the various benefits it has, for people who are under the scheme. But firstly, let me reestablish, it's one of the compulsory insurances, in the Pension Reform Act, as I quoted earlier.
Yeah, I think it will be better for us to understand the concept of when you say it is one of the compulsory class of insurance.
Yes.
What do you mean by compulsory class of insurance? You have made us come to understand that 2014 was when the law was signed into operations.
Yes.
So what is compulsory about it?
The way it works is, this is an insurance the employer takes on behalf of the employee. And the government, in its wisdom, feels the employer has a responsibility to ensure that the employee is taken care of in certain manners, especially in this particular insurance. So the reason why it is compulsory is that the government expects, as a responsible organization, a responsible company, there are certain things they want to see you have taken for the welfare of your staff. So looking through the insurance, all the insurance policies available, there are certain policies the government has deemed it right to say this is compulsory. Like we talk about the third-party insurance on vehicles. It's a compulsory one. So for this is also compulsory, as you have married insurance, the carrying of goods from this country to another, or vice versa. Those are compulsory insurance that must be taken.
Okay, Pastor, I think it's getting clearer by your mention that it is expected that employers of labor, whether the federal government itself, the state government, the local government, and then furthermore, organizations that are registered, you are supposed to have this class of insurance, which means that if you don't do, you are contravening the law of this country. You are supposed to have this class of insurance called the group life assurance scheme, provided you are employing persons to work. The federal government has employed people to work. The state government have employed people to work. The local government have employed. Corporate organizations have also employed. It is that this insurance is compulsory. That if you employ, you must also take this class of insurance. I think that's the main value of what we mean by the word compulsory. So that it is not a situation of an option. And that is why when you are applying for job for some organizations, for some agencies, you are requested to submit this class of insurance so that they will know that the welfare of your workers are well taken care of. 2, there will be a position to know that what job you are going to do will be thoroughly done also, because if the workers are comfortable, it means that they will use their mind to also do the job they have been assigned to do. Pastor, let us also know further what terms are there, you know, as a benefit in respect of running this scheme.
You know, basically, as we have said, it's a welfare, you know, policy. And it brings to mind what is the word welfare. It's something that takes care of the well-being of the staff in question. Though when you look at the policy critically, it goes beyond the staff. Because what concerns the staff, why are we working today? We are thinking of our family. It's a policy that extends beyond the staff, but to the family members. In fact, if you study it properly, the staff may not be in position to eventually enjoy the proceeds when it matures or when, you know, it crystallizes of this policy. But while the staff is working, there is a rest. There's an assurance that, oh, my company has taken up a policy that will eventually benefit my family, my dependents, especially when I am no more there. So it's very critical.
Very critical, Pastor. You see, like a lot of people will say, when you ask them, what's the essence of work that you do? They tell you that I am working because of my family. I'm working because of my children. I want to ensure that my children are better than myself. I want to ensure that my wife is not in any way, you know, in a state of, you know, regret.
That's true.
Or not happy, even if I'm no more. So I think this is really a welfare policy, like you have said, to the well-being of the family generally, not just the individual. But the confidence to say that I am working, I am taken care of, is, you know, paramount in the heart, and that's good to move the economy forward. Yes. What other thing can we take out there?
The next one I would say, you know, in line with the first thing, the welfare thing, it's an intervention policy to bring succor to the family of any member involved upon death of the employee. It's very, very critical. It's an intervention policy, like I just said. What's an intervention? Something that comes to your aid when the need arises, especially when there's maybe there's trouble, there's difficulty. You know, we are in need. Oh, but here's an intervention. So it's an intervention policy. And it's very important that people understand how it works, especially employers of labor, like you rightly said, government people. Before we came on set, we were looking, do people really take up this policy? I think some organizations have embraced it, but we still have a lot more organizations to embrace.
It's a succor to the family when the father is no more. You find a situation where a lot of people were saying, and keep saying, my father was a big man. But the level they are now is not on the level of where their father ought or wished that they be. Because such things like the group life assurance policy is not in place. Now, the policy is saying that upon the death of the breadwinner, there is a position to have money to run that family. And that's the essence of the policy.
That's true.
So that there will be no vacuum. If the children are in school, they should still be in that school. It's not a situation of being in one particular class, and then because the father is no more, they drop to the next class, you know, which will tell me as the poverty level. But that will not be. So if you are a middle cadre person, you should maintain that status of a middle cadre person. If you are in the high class, you should also be in the high class position. So I see reason, you know, to say when you mention that it is a policy of intervention, you know. So we can take further other actions.
It's a policy with a human face because it is practical. It works. It's workable, and the policy is very straightforward. When you see how the policy is put together, the benefits are clearly stated, which we will also come to. You know, so it's not a policy that you'll be wondering, what are the benefits here? There's no confusion about it. It's a very straightforward practicable, workable policy.
Yeah, having a human face is actually really good. And like you said, it's a practical policy and it is working. I think that's where we're going to end today in our discussion, you know, to say that it is a working policy. It is a policy that families who have suffered loss have benefited from. And we want to thank government, you know, for seeing and making sure that this policy is compulsory, you know, in nature. And then the attendant benefits will flow down to the family. It's not a policy where the employee, the employer takes the money that will have been paid, you know, which ought to go to the family. It's a policy that should go direct to the family. And like Pastor said, as the program continues, we are going to ensure that what is to be known will be made known to you in terms of other benefits that will accrue there and the workings in the policy. We thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.